is Hot for Glory, episode 168. Yes, 2 episodes, back to back, same day. But different shows, different days, different coverage. As you guys just saw about an hour or two ago, I did the Stardom Dream Queendom review. Go give that a listen. But as you guys can read the title, read the background, this is AEW World End Predictions. And what an interesting show this is. But before we even talk about match card, let's do introductions, because that's always a must. I'm Enigma V4.
I'm Smooth. What's going on, everybody? Enigma, what's going on, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, but it's been a while since we've covered. Yeah, it's been about like a month since we covered an AEW WWE show.
Thanks.
So it's great that this is the world-ending, year-ender.
Exactly. The first ever AEW World End pay-per-view.
Yes, and it's in New York. Just sadly it's sadly Long Island, New York, but hey.
Yeah, that's not really New York for me. But
it could be worse.
Yeah.
Like Staten Island.
Exactly. Or Albany or some bullshit like that. But World End, first AEW pay-per-view. I have a lot of expectations and a lot of thoughts going into this pay-per-view. To close the year, why not end it with a Saturday? This has been a while since we had an AEW pay-per-view on a Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think we've had the last two on Sundays.
No, bro, I think the whole entire year was on a Sunday.
Oh shit!
This is probably the first or second, I think, on a Saturday.
I know they've had only 3 Saturday pay-per-views.
Yeah, AEW lately has been doing Sundays. I don't know why.
Interesting. That actually is interesting. Didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know, because we're so used to them doing the Saturdays, right?
Yeah, I'm so accustomed to it at this point. Speaking of being used to,
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm also not used to I will call it this pay-per-view kind of did come out of the fucking woodworks.
Yeah, it did, and we're used to getting 4. I think this year we got about 7, 5.
Yeah.
No, 7, 6. I'm not sure, but hey, it's whatever. More wrestling, more AEW to talk about, so I'm excited. Why not, right?
Yeah. But
wait, Enigma. For those of you who haven't already, check out, like Enigma said, he covered Stardom earlier today. Literally not too long ago, right?
Did about 2 hours ago. Did the review for Dream Queendom. Great matches. The red and white belt. Fucking bangers. Yes, I will give it a star rating. One of those matches. I'll figure it out. I just got to rewatch both of them.
Yeah, so those of you who are into Stardom and want to hear the Dream Queendom review, go check it out. Enigma just covered it. And show us some support. Show some love to us. But anyways, let's get into this World's End prediction.
All right. So to start us off, it is, I guess, what I'll call the Big 4 tag match. It is Blackpool Combat Club's Cesaro, Claudio, call him whatever the fuck you want, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, the American dumbass, injury prone, everything in between, Mark Briscoe, one of the greatest tag teams to never go to WWE. And the man whose hips don't lie. Is he a wrestler or is he a sports entertainer? Daniel Garcia. And they're facing the odd pairing of the Demolition of the House.
A breakout star in this tournament, by the way.
A breakout star of the tournament, even. I want to say the ultimate weapon of the House of Black. Brody King. The number 1 asset in all of pro wrestling. The only man to hold every title in New Japan Pro Wrestling, making him the real Grand Slam. The man that single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden and the United Center. He is King Switch, baby. Jay White. And his tag partners.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Some people say underutilized. Some people say mistreated. Some people say he did a really good Macho Man impression. Some people say that he's only remembered for his woo off against Ric Flair back in the day.
Yeah. One of the best. I was going to say, one of the best Ric Flair impressions there is.
Jay Lethal and their tag team partner, that's 10 Vans, but the El Toro Blanco, the hungriest person on the AEW roster, a soon to be, whether it's now, tomorrow, next week, year, and or month, AEW World Champion, representing Los Ingros, not Los Ingros Bravos, pero it is La Faccione de Ingobernable, Rush.
One of the most underutilized, but I feel like 2024, we're going to have a breakout year for Rush.
I genuinely think that Rush becomes a champion in 2024.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised next year we Talk for Glory's award show, same breakout star of the year.
Exactly. But
even though it's crazy, but anybody can break out.
Yeah, all it takes is one good year.
Facts. Just so you guys know, it's not only for rookies; it's for people who's on declining on the card, but then they find a way up.
They find their footing.
Yeah, that's why it's called breakout, not rookie of the year.
Yeah, pretty sure we didn't only like rookies; we would like to be looking at NXT only.
Yeah, exactly. But Enigma, what are your thoughts overall on the G1 for AEW, as you call it?
So at first I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I just thought this is just the G1. I can watch it anytime. Mm-hmm. But then as much as the matches were going down, and I enjoyed all of them. I remember, we would definitely not have gotten like Jay White versus Rush in the G1. We wouldn't have gotten Mox versus Swerve in the G1.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have gotten Brody King versus Cesaro. We wouldn't have gotten Eddie Kingston versus. Well, actually, probably would have. I guess twice. We wouldn't have gotten Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston twice.
Yeah.
So I was happy for the matches we were getting.
Yeah, same. The Continental Classic was a really unexpected, really good developing tournament. Usually I feel as of late AEW has done a lot of unnecessary tournaments, but this was one of the ones where I was like, oh shit, this was actually a really good one. A lot of good battles. I like the point system. You're right, was exactly like the G1. And I would like AEW to do something like this again next year.
Similar. I mean, they did announce that they're going to do another one, so that has my curiosity.
Yeah, but the winner of that one, what do they get? A title match or world title match?
I would recommend a world title match this time.
Yeah, because by next year, that title won't be as important as it is now in terms of for the build. We're going through this whole tournament for just what's the title name? I haven't been watching AEW.
The Triple Crown Championship, which
yes,
I think that's either like an All Japan reference or a New Japan reference.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond and end all, I do like the whole concept of, this is the championship. I hope it's basically like the G1 trophy, where it's like, it's just a flex.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I won the Continental Classic.
That's true. Man. I'm excited. This was a pretty good Continental Classic. So I guess we got the losers from both brackets teaming up.
That's kind of a head scratcher.
Yeah. And this is a last minute thing too. I just realized it was thrown in, I think last night.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it will be a decent match on the card. It should be good.
So if I had to give my 2 cents on this, I would probably assume Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Rush would win.
Yeah, I can see something like that. I mean, they got Mark Briscoe, they got Daniel Garcia. Not to talk bad about them, but those two can kind of eat the pen. But then again, they have Jay Lethal, and
Oh, they have Jay Lethal, but at the same time, it's like, I think given, if differences aside, let's play smart for a second. You can somewhat have Brody King and Rush just tear house.
True.
And I don't think anyone on the other side has the manpower or the strength alone or the tenacity of Rush or Brody King. Yes, Danielson hits hard. Yes, Claudio hits hard. Yes, Mark Briscoe hits hard. Yes, not Daniel Garcia. Yes, yeah, I was gonna say yes. Daniel Garcia can take an ass whooping, things of that nature, but can you take an ass whooping from Brody King? Can you take a bull's horn from Roosh? If you let your guard down, can you take a Blade Runner?
True. Well, for me, I'm gonna have to go with the other team. I'm gonna have to go with Claudio, Brian, Mark Briscoe, and Daniel Garcia. Just because that side has been kind of on the down end lately. So a W in their books wouldn't like hurt, you know.
Yeah, like that definitely is a W. But if I had to give an actual prize, a real prize here, I would go like winner of this team, then does a 4-way on Dynamite, and the winner of that 4-way then faces Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship.
Oh wow, that's not a bad idea. I can see that. Give them something rewarding for the winning team. Play the 4-way. Why not, right?
And that like give them something.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't think it's gonna be a bad one.
But on to our next match. No, we're not out of the tag matches yet. Luckily, this ain't like the start of where it felt like Tony Long booked this shit. But next is another 4v4 where it is the team of absolute underrated Ricky Starks, Big Cass, Big Bill, Morris Cass, whatever the fuck you guys want to call this. I don't care. Representing United M, I don't know. Ozzy, I don't know. Fucking make it known. The new ROH television champion, Kyle Fletcher, and Powerhouse Hobbs versus the human crash course dummy, I don't know how the hell you're still alive guy, the guy that's gonna climb Mount Everest any of these days. For the love of God, print out a shirt that says "Please don't die, Darby." It is Darby Allin, the icon on his road to retirement, and yes, this is a real retirement where he doesn't go off and go do 5 other matches, and then you guys are chanting, "You still got it." The icon
At
Sting
75 years old plus.
at 75 years old plus, and newly faller returning Sammy Guevara. So congratulations, Sammy, on having a child.
I'm congratulations to Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti or Ty Mello, whatever you want to call it, Tay Mello. My thing, the head scratching with him is like, kind of makes the heel turn he made pointless.
Oh no, trust me, that's a heel. That's definitely a head scratcher for me. But at the same time, I'm like, Kenny got injured, so maybe that's what they went with.
Yeah, of course. They probably went back to what they originally had planned, and that was Jericho and Sammy teaming. But my whole thing was like, I don't like this whole back and forth, turning him face, heel, face, heel, face.
It's some Big Show shit.
But overall, I'm just happy to see him back. Lee Sex God, right?
Yeah, it is the returning Lay Sex Gods, but their tag team partner, he is Lay Champion, Lay Sex God, Lionheart, the Demo God, the Painmaker, the Alpha, Y2J, Judas, the Ocho, Chris Jericho.
Yes. I mean, hey, Enigma. Would I prefer? Would I settle for this match? No. I would have had Big Bill and Ricky Starks defend their tag titles against a tag team. But hey, you can't go wrong with an 8-man tag, especially with the talent on this matchup. So I don't know. This one I'm confused. I don't really know.
I was kind of expecting like Chris Jericho to team with Ibushi.
Yeah, something. You could have done that and have Big Bill and Ricky Starks defend their titles. Because let's be honest, their run hasn't really been meaningful, if that makes any sense.
Oh no, that is definitely the truth.
And with somebody like Ricky Starks, I feel like this should be something like meaningful for him, because this is his first title run outside of like the FTW championship and stuff like that. Right?
This is Big Cass's like actual first title.
Yeah, exactly. This is Big Bill's first title. Like
in general.
it's blaspheming how he never won the WWE or NXT Tag Team Champion, but
Like
he's finally
that's
here, and I feel like
insane.
they could do more with them so far. You know, Ricky definitely deserves better. He
Hmm?
should be. I was reading the comment, my phone.
Ah,
Um, yeah, this is head scratching for me. I don't really know what to say. What do you got to say?
like I'm very mixed about it because I'll be honest, I do like Late Sex Gods, and I'm writing this retirement tour as far as it goes. And at this point, Darby's kind of in a place where it's just like you could have him in the main event, you could have him pre-show, you could have him mid card show. You kind of can do whatever, and it's not wrong. But when you look at like um the tag champs in this, and now this goes back into my problem that I had with the Stardom show is why the fuck are the tag champs in a tag match not defending their title? You could have literally done this. You could have literally did Big Cass and Ricky Starks versus Kyle Fletcher and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lace Sex Gods versus Darby and Sting
For the tag titles.
for the tag titles.
But instead, they make it an 8-man tag, which is what I'm like, I kind
Like,
of have to agree with you. I don't really see the point of having them in a tag team match that is not for the title.
yeah, like I get it. This was on the fly, but once you like pitch an idea and you can kind of mold it, yes, an 8-man is an idea, but at the same time, a 4-way is also another idea.
That's true. And a better idea, if you ask me.
And
So at
then on
least
top of
they're
that,
defending the title, and the match behind has more meaning.
or even if you want, Kyle Fletcher is the new ROH TV champion. Have him defend the title on World's End.
Exactly. Instead of making it just feel like another match, because I'm not gonna lie, for me, this just feels like another match on the card. Oh,
Yeah,
let's just
like that.
throw it in, let's just throw it on the card.
Yeah, like it just feels like, oh yeah, like let's do this. Like I'm glad to see Late Sex Gods reunited. You know, I was
Exactly.
there live to see the heel turn, but at the same time, I'm like, wasn't Sammy like heel for like a month?
Yeah. Bro, it just wasn't good. And I'm just
Yeah,
glad
it is
AEW
what it
went to their
is. I
senses,
like
turning
be all and end
babyface.
all. I got Late Sex Gods and Darby and Sting as a tag.
Yes,
Darby and Sting winning this tag match.
I do too. And Enigma. This is my prediction. I feel like eventually we're gonna have Chris Jericho and Sammy win the tag titles. And for Sting's retirement match, we're gonna have Chris and Sammy versus Sting and Darby. That's just my prediction.
Oh,
And I feel
that's
like
not a bad
he's gonna
prediction.
Sting is gonna go out on top and vacate the belt. Because I feel like that's what they're leaning towards. All these years of teaming, pairing Sting with Darby, they finally gonna lead it off with them on top of the division. That's tag title as a send off for Sting's career.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought process because I was actually thinking the same thing. I was like, all right, either you end Sting's career with him versus Darby, or you end it with him and Darby winning tag titles.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. If that happened and they face each other 1-on-1 to end their career. But
But
I agree. I got Lee Sex Gods and Sting and Darby.
all right. Now this next match is interesting, but if you don't watch Collision, you don't get the context. It is the Redeemer Miro versus El Idolo, formerly known as La Sombra Andrade. So I get the context here. These two are great. Let me first off by saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade is great in the ring. Miro's great in the ring. But the whole context of, oh, fight me because my wife is managing you. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could make it a lot more meaningful than just, oh, my wife is your manager.
Yeah, like I would have fucking put Miro in the Continental Classics and have Andrade be the one that stops him from getting the W.
Exactly. You not sitting on a match because realistically speaking, on paper, this is gonna be a good match. It's just why this match? I mean,
And the reasoning is kind of low tier.
yeah, and it's just it's not enough investment to make me go, oh shit, I want to watch this match. This is gonna be so good.
Or
Don't get
is
me
it like
wrong.
pay-per-view worthy?
Yeah, it's not pay per view. The match itself, talent wise, yes. But if you want me to care, I'm not gonna care. I'm just gonna be excited for the match itself. I can care
Like
less
if
if your wife is my manager.
if anything, like Andrade beat Bryan Danielson. To me, that was huge. I think that should have started a feud, a program, a segment, just something.
And
That
instead,
that
he's just
that would have been cool.
on a
He's just
random
facing Miro.
match. Miro, not to talk bad about Miro, because Miro, like you said, is good, but could be a lot better. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm stuck
Like
because I
I
don't want
thought
to
for
talk
the
bad about
longest
it.
time that they're gonna put Miro on ROH,
Yeah,
and this whole time they don't know what the fuck to do.
dude. Well, there's rumors that Andrade Idolo is leaving. So if they don't fix their shit, I can very much see that coming true. They need to start making this man feel special. Him and Rouge,
Oh
two
yeah,
underrated wrestlers right now. I mean, two great wrestlers right now who's not being appreciated, in my opinion.
dude. I just wish that when it comes to Andrade, keep the iron hot. Like he gets one cool moment, and then the moment dies down, and then they do it again. Like you're supposed to keep the
Exactly.
ball rolling. You don't stop it.
Exactly. Like you said, he beats Bryan Danielson. Boom. You build him from there. You build something going for him. That's a big name. Former world champion, one of the biggest stars in AEW. You would think they would have shit made for him.
It's like no, Miro.
And like I said, not to talk bad about Miro because Miro's great, but Miro's placing on the card is not really. Oh my god, I can't wait to see. This is gonna be so good. He deserves this.
Miro versus Kyle Fletcher doesn't sound bad right now.
And then there you go, right there. You can do something like that to make Miro feel like he's doing something worthy. Even if he loses to Kyle Fletcher, at least he's competing and doing something something relevant.
Yeah, like
Right?
this is just a match. No
Just
disrespect.
a match, no disrespect, because Andrade and him are good. But I feel like right now they're both in the same position of, all right, we're putting you on TV, but we don't really have anything for you
For
guys.
you.
Right or wrong?
Yeah, like that's exactly it. Like word for word.
Because on paper, if we're just talking on paper, this is going to be a great match because the talent speaks for itself. We don't really need to talk about it.
Exactly. Like you guys don't need match recommendations involving Roosh and Andrade. Not Roosh. Miro and Andrade. Like you guys know they're good.
Exactly. We're thinking above and beyond for these two because they're good. We want to see them in better positions. We want to see them doing better shit than just randomly facing each other on a pay-per-view.
Like you want to give me Roosh versus not. Why do I keep saying Roosh? Jesus. You want to give me Andrade versus Miro? You could have given me that at the Continental Classics.
Exactly. And at least make it feel some sort of special, I guess. If that makes any sense.
But I think we've been on this match for a little too damn long.
Yeah.
I think Andrade got it.
Yeah, I do as well.
All right, so now for the next match. This match actually does have a story and does have reasoning. It is whose house? Swerve's house. Swerve Strickland versus Limitless Keith Lee.
Bearcat. Man, let me stop. Oh jeez.
So I loved this feud. I don't know why people didn't like it. I loved this feud. I loved Swerve in Our Glory. But
me too.
But it's funny that some people just weren't fucking with it. But I like that they were able to pick this up. Similar to when Christian and Jungle Boy picked up their feud.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't come out of nowhere. Keith Lee started attacking the Mongolian embassy. He was beating the tag team guys. I don't know what the fuck their names are. They were in World Tag League. He was beating up Brian Cage. He was like, all right, your boss has been ducking me for a minute now.
Exactly. Like, they already have a backstory, so it kind of makes sense to why we visit.
Exactly. It's not like Keith Lee spawned from hell and was like, yo, bro, run me my fade.
Exactly. Like and I always tell you this, Nick. I'm glad. And I've always wanted to see them finish what they have started, right?
Right.
So I think this is perfect. World's End on a pay-per-view like this, why not close it out with Keith Lee and Swerve?
Like, I like how Keith Lee has basically went like, I haven't forgotten. Yeah, Swerve has gone on to beat the likes of Hangman, and he's beaten people in the Continental Classics like Roosh and Jay White. And although like his only big hurdle was John Moxley, there's another big hurdle in his life, Keith Lee.
Exactly. Which Keith Lee, you can make an argument that he could be used another person that could be used better.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's been showcased on Collision Line, and he's been one of their reliable talent. But in terms of success and in terms of relevancy, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of important shit coming out of Keith Lee.
And hopefully this gets the ball rolling for Keith Lee. It gets the ball rolling for Swerve.
Yes, because Swerve is already on the road. Swerve already has the ball. Now it's just up to Tony Khan and him to execute the game plan with the ball, you know?
I hope so.
But overall, I'm hoping we have a good match. I'm going to go with Keith Lee winning this one.
I want to go with Swerve. It's either Swerve wins or Swerve gets DQ'd for me.
You can't see him like losing clean.
Yeah, like either he's going to lose off of some bullshit or he's going to get himself DQ'd.
Listen, if he does, let's say he does lose.
Yeah.
Playing to Keith Lee. Now you're in a position. All right, now you have to kind of use Keith Lee right. Because I don't just want this to be another just pay-per-view win or another match in the card where, all right, I won, but go sit in the corner. Let's reward Swerve. You know that WWE does that a lot too now.
Yeah.
The loser ends up getting more rewarded than the actual winner. I hope it's not one of that scenario.
Yeah, like I'm really hoping like after this, like Keith Lee gets something out of this. Whether it's like all right, like win or lose. Because if he wins, it's like, all right, I beat Swerve and Swerve's being former champions. I think I can do that. So maybe you can give him a program of any of the former champions. So whether it be like Mox, Hangman, not Kenny, shit. Jericho, like just give him like a former world champion or a current All-Atlantic champion or a former TNT champion. Because those accomplishments do hold some weight.
Exactly, and it kind of gives him something important to do as well. But for me, I want Keith Lee to win. Let me say it right. I have Keith Lee winning because I want him to do something good for once.
Right.
But if you ask me my honest opinion, I think Swerve is going to win because Swerve is on his hot streak. Tony Khan, you can obviously tell, doesn't want him taking any pin clean.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to protect the build he's building for him, the brand he's building for him. So I want Keith Lee to win, but I got Swerve winning.
Yeah, man, you ain't wrong in that, man. You ain't wrong in that.
Do you think this is the end though? Do you think this is the end of the feud?
Yeah, I think like this is it. Like this is we've waited, we've built it, we've waited, we've brought it back. This is the final chapter.
Yeah, so we don't think we're gonna get anything like on Dynamite or Collision.
Nah, I think this is like the final chapter.
Yeah, I can see the book being closed after this.
Yeah, like both guys gotta leave each other alone.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see what's next for both, especially Swerve. I feel like 2024 is gonna be a great year for him.
Oh, dude, definitely, Swerve is going to be a not a monster, but like he's just going to be red hot.
He's beating multiple former world champions at this point. I can see him being in the main event picture.
Shit, man, it's only a matter of time if we get Swerve and MJF.
Yep. Oh man, that's gonna be good. Cash Money Hill says, "I need Swerve versus Keith Lee on Shanson." I can see something like that.
Maybe if like after this, like let's say the first Dynamite of 2024, win, lose, Keith or Swerve are like, yeah, no, I can't close that. No, he was like, I can lose the final match of the year, but I'm going to end this in the beginning of this year.
Exactly.
And you know, unsanctioned is also a great way to close something.
That is true. What's up, Cole? Cole says real. 2024 is gonna be his year.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
Swerve has gotten a lot of fans, since Wrestle Dream or even before All In, maybe.
I remember like last year at this time, or I think the beginning of this year, me and you was like, Swerve needs to break out. We want to see better for Swerve. I'm just glad we're finally seeing it.
Yeah, we definitely are, and I'm so happy about that.
Exactly.
But again, beyond end all, I got Swerve winning. Who did you have again?
I have Swerve.
Gotcha. All right, so now we're getting into the championships, guys. To start us off, it is for the TBS championship. It is the daughter, the princess of the House of Black,
The youngest
the youngest
champion.
champion in AEW history, the breakout star of the Varsity Blondes,
Oh shit,
Julia
right?
Hart, versus murder, horror, zombie movie come to life, Abaddon.
I'm down.
So I'm actually surprised that with Julia Hart's gimmick and Abaddon's gimmick, they didn't do any spooky CGI.
Some sort of like gimmick match, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, like they're actually gonna try. Which don't get me wrong, Abaddon is a great wrestler for about 8 minutes. And Julia Hart's great for 10. So I think it almost balances out. So to see where these two go is going to be interesting because Abaddon is a little powerhouse. I do see her as a mini Abyss minus the height. But if Julia Hart has taught me anything, it is that the house always wins. So
Listen,
I'm
I don't
going
really
to
know too much, Enigma, about
Mm-hmm.
Abaddon, to be honest with you. But I've seen here and there a few matches, a few clips, a few spots from her. She seems pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like she's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. Very entertaining. Has a good future.
Again,
But
a horror movie character come to life.
yeah. But speaking of the champion, somebody like Julia Hart, who's a breakout star this year as well. One of the breakout stars this year.
Right.
I think why not give her a title defense on a pay per view like World's End against Abaddon? Who would you say is a credible opponent? Right?
She is a credible opponent, especially for Julia Hart. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Julia Hart is what, 21, 20?
Yeah, she's very young.
Yeah, so it's like almost anyone's pretty much credible against her because she's still getting her feet wet in wrestling. She's not green as shit like others, but
But she still has a lot to learn.
she's no 10-year prodigy like some 21-year-olds I know. And she's not Roxanne Perez and she's not Starlight Kid, Azumi, and no one like that. So Abaddon versus Julia Hart sounds just as right.
Yeah, and then you need to give her some names like this, credible opponents, people realistically we can see her winning against. Because if you go too high, then we're gonna be like, damn, does she deserve to beat this person yet?
Yeah, because then it's like, damn, she beat this person. Maybe she be AEW Women's World Champion instead.
Exactly. So you
But we can't have
wanna give
that
her these
soon.
kind of names, not bad names, but names who are kind of on her level. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I think this is gonna be a good match. I got Julia Hart retaining.
Same.
Anything else you want to say before we go on to the next match? What about this match?
Oh no, like I enjoy Abaddon, but I don't really like talking about her matches. Just because it's like she's better off doing a cinematic match.
Yeah. Not to compare because this is a very bad compare. But she's kind of like somebody who's more character than in ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say something crazy, but never mind. Cole says the house always wins ball, Enigma. What does that mean, ball?
As in, like he might be right.
Okay.
But
Mr. Alex, what's up? I think Adam Cole's the devil.
Oh, we'll talk about the devil later.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that soon.
But we're not done talking about women's matches. because it is for the AEW Women's Championship. It is Timeless Tony Storm versus the first ever AEW Women's Champion, Riho, returning Riho, actually.
How many times you won the title?
One.
One, right? Yeah.
Yep. One time, the first ever. And
Tony
I
Storm.
don't get the hate that Riho gets.
What's the hate she be getting?
Like there's people that will see Riho and just call her a schoolgirl, which I think is far from it. Like I think she's like what 4'11", 5 feet, and they're like, yeah, that's a schoolgirl, or like she doesn't belong in wrestling. It's just like, what?
Damn.
You've seen Rey Mysterio fucking that short.
And when does realistically speaking, when does the women's wrestler's height even matter? Why does that even matter for women's wrestling?
Like never understood it. Never a day in my life understood it. I enjoy Riho no matter where she wrestles, whether it be AEW or like her brief run in Stardom or when she's ever in TJPW, wherever Riho can be, and I catch wind of it, I'm interested a bit. But whenever she's in AEW, not just me, the crowd, the moment her music hits, everyone loves Riho.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand it even. I mean, Rio, she was pretty good when I watched a brief matches of her. Whenever I did, because I'll be honest, I at the time I wasn't really watching a lot of wrestling, so I couldn't really like how you say get
a good grasp of her.
Get a good grasp of her. So I don't really know too much about her. But the little spots that I did see, and when she won the world title a few years back, she did good. And I hate the people who say that because she's playing basically up to her gimmick. She's playing like what can she do? She can't grow. The fuck you want to happen?
Like what is it? Her moveset?
Yeah.
Like I don't see anything wrong with her moveset either.
Yeah, she's a pretty good wrestler.
Like what's wrong with her look?
Let me guess.
But speaking of looks, let's talk about Timeless Tony Storm and how she is the Marilyn Monroe of the modern era.
Talk about different gimmicks, bro. I'm loving her gimmick, man. This new gimmick from Tony Storm.
Like we have talked about how like zany and crazy and how funny rock hard Juice Robinson is. It wouldn't surprise me if Juice one day went, look, honey, this is how you do a gimmick. And she's just like, oh, that's great. Thank you. Now I'm going to turn it up to 20. And that is what Timeless Tony Storm is. It's just so over the top, funny. I fucking love when the screen goes black and white. Like you can literally watch AEW and the moment Tony Storm talks, black and white.
And I'll be honest,
I feel like I'm watching a silent
film. She's playing up to the character perfectly, bro. This bratish type of style she has, like, it's so good, man. Like I have nothing bad to say about Tony Storm. To be honest, dude, I did not expect her to be as good as she was gonna be with this gimmick because I didn't expect it from her period. Because of her brief
like Tony Storm has been like more wrestler than gimmick from when I've seen her on the Indies, from when I've seen her on NXT UK, NXT, WWE, a majority of AEW. To see her be this character is so fun.
It is because it shows you like she's
creative.
Yes, exactly, and extending her range. Not only can I be good in the ring, but I'm gonna be more based on character now to prove that I'm not just one dimensional. I can do it all, which I love. I love it, man.
Which is actually why I think Tony Storm gets the dub over Riho, because not only is Tony Storm the second person to hold the AEW Women's Championship 3 times, I do think that there's a championship match that needs a score to be settled. And whether she is timeless, whether she is a rock star, whether she's just Tony Storm, I think Tony's holding that belt and waiting for Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Eventually, it's going to happen. It should happen. And I'm just glad that right now AEW is not flip-flopping the women's world champion anymore like they was a few months back.
Yeah.
And they're finally investing into somebody like Tony Storm, which is a good thing.
I mean, right person to invest in.
Exactly. Let her go on her little run. Don't just take it off of her. Give it to Riho. And take it off of Riho. They give it back to her. And then give. No, that was retarded.
Yeah, that'll be fucking ridiculous. But
I got
Riho
Tony
is.
Storm.
What was that?
I got Tony Storm.
Yeah, I was gonna say Riho is a great opponent for her, but at the end of the day, she is timeless and she is still going to be champion. I got Tony Storm.
Yes, and a good match. I think it's going to be a good match. Like I said, Riho is kind of an underrated wrestler, man.
Oh hell yeah! Oh my god! Like not a lot of people think that, but yeah, I definitely agree that Riho is underrated. But on to our next match, and I'm very curious over this one. It is for the TNT Championship. No disqualifications. It is the patriarch, the father that stood up. It is Christian Cage versus the rated R superstar Edge.
Adam Copeland.
And if you guys cry and bitch about me calling him Edge, what's the fucking thing I want to tell people? Shit, man. Oh, now I remember.
Go cry me a river.
Yeah, guys, go do that shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of correction officers online whenever I spell Edge on my Twitter or X.
Correct these. You know what? Let me not say it.
I think, bro, would I be wrong if I say like Christian Cage is a top 10 wrestler this year?
No, actually, yeah, you would be crazy. I think he's top 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think, dude, talk about somebody who was lost in the sauce, lost in the cards, who had nothing going, who for me they flopped because when he came in, if you want to be honest, I would tell his heel run, Tony Khan kind of flopped with Christian Cage, and talk about
like
revamping.
his first 3 months.
No, his first 2 years, his first year and a half.
Yeah, that sounds about the more appropriate time. Because I do think like he started to rebound when he beat Kenny for the TNA World Title, but then he was also falling down because he was also managing Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Yeah,
but then he came back up as a heel.
Yeah, it wasn't transitioning to the fans because the fans didn't see him like that yet. They were like, he's kind of old now, you know. Why are we putting him? But heel Christian Cage, bro, you cannot go wrong with that, man. He's
Dude,
been
especially with this father shit. Like, who knew this would have been like the highlight of his like AEW run?
Dude, this heel run is amazing. Christian Cage to me is the top 5. I didn't want to say it, but you said it for me. Thank God. A top 5 wrestler this year. Because look at everything he's done so far. He's brought prestige into the TNT title. He's means something on the roster.
Yeah, like he has brought that title back to life after the likes of like Sammy Guevara and Cody and Scorpio Sky were all playing like hot potato with this thing. Wardlow just wasn't doing shit with it.
Yeah, exactly. The title hasn't been this relevant since Brody, I think. Miro.
Yeah.
Brody
Miro, right? I'd say since like Miro.
Yes, he revived from the grave. I agree. This guy.
Christian Cage can bring a title back to life. You just can't bring back your father's.
Which is why it's kind of hard for me because, listen, I love Edge. He's one of my favorites of all time. But do we really want to take the TNT title off of Christian Cage to give it to another babyface who we don't know? And let's be honest, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Edge will be a great TNT title holder.
I don't either. I think he's just a great wrestler. Like,
yeah, he doesn't need a title.
For you guys that go like, oh, Edge needs to win this title, that title, this title. It's like, no. He just needs to have certain matches.
Exactly. He doesn't need it.
Like, Edge is a Grand Slam, 11-time world champion, main event of WrestleMania. Like, being the likes of like, like, what is it in AEW Edge can do where it's just like, yeah, this is on like WWE level?
Yeah.
Because I can list to you the things Christian Cage has done where it's just like, this is WWE level or even better.
Exactly. Christian Cage, I feel, brings more prestige to the TNT title. And what he's doing is going to keep that title meaning something. Edge, I just feel like it's another title on the card. Not to disrespect Edge, but that's how it is.
Yeah, like again, like once you've reached a certain point, anything else you do might be beneath you. And I think Edge winning the TNT title would be beneath him.
It would, because realistically speaking, we know Edge is not gonna really do anything to make it feel like
What
it's
it
super
is.
important. Yeah. Like it's super. We'd probably just see him do like open challenge matches, like we used to see in the past.
Exactly.
Exactly. Look what Carvin said. He said, "Look, Daniel Bryanson's delivered great matches without winning 0 championships." Yes,
Exactly. Like
exactly,
that's what we think Edge is supposed to be doing.
exactly. And I feel like we're gonna get that with Edge because he doesn't need a title. Edge is already solidified. Both of these men are solidified, realistically speaking.
Yeah.
But Edge, Christian is kind of doing his thing right now. He's revamping the TNT title. He's doing such a great job of making the title feel like important. I just feel like with Edge is gonna feel like another title. I don't feel like it would be on the same level of importance.
Exactly. Like I completely agree with you. And for that, I actually got to go with Christian Cage.
Yes, which is why I'm gonna go with Christian Cage as well. But I do think we get these two being the living shit out of each other, bro.
Oh, like this thing says no DQ, but come in Street Fighter attire. I would love that. It's a small nitpick, but I genuinely do enjoy that in wrestling.
It's gonna be funny because, bro, we know how close these two are, so they're gonna literally beat the shit out of each other, bro.
They're just like, hey man, no hard feelings, no hard feelings.
Listen, as long as they make Edge look strong and he comes out looking really good out of this, I don't think there's gonna be any problem at all.
The only way I could be like, yeah, Edge should win this is if like Nick Wayne beats him for the title.
Yeah,
Because that would be fucking huge.
yeah.
18, 19 years old beating a Hall of Famer.
Who's literally at the top of his game right now?
Like that's the only way.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very brutal match. I feel like there might be a lot of blood, which is gonna be weird because I haven't seen Edge bleed in a long time. I think. Do you think we get some blood in this?
I think so. I genuinely think so.
But overall, I think we're gonna have a good match. I do think Edge is gonna look strong, but I do have Christian Cage winning by some sort of interference,
Yeah,
some sort
definitely
of hook.
some form of interference. My man has Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne's mom.
Is this the
Like he's
pay per
got a
view to bring
family.
back Jack Perry to join Christian Cage in them?
Yeah, I was gonna say like this is a missed opportunity. Like this is perfect time to bring back Jungle Boy and have him align with Christian.
Yeah, he already has history with being with Luchasaurus.
Yep.
Why not align him back with Christian?
Like it's not an L.
It's not an L. This is actually something good for him because by himself, he's still green, a little bit green-ish for me to be like, not green, but you know what I'm trying to be on the mic. He's not really that good to be
Yeah,
by
he's not
himself.
clicking.
Yeah. But why not put him behind like a Christian Cage, somebody who's going to mentor him and lead him in the right direction as a heel?
Exactly.
Why not learn from the best? Come on.
But beyond all, Christian Cage, right?
Yes, I got Christian Cage, and this is the only match we're going to talk about for the rest of the night, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
So next is the finals of the Continental Classics. It is for 3 belts. It is for the Continental Classic Championship, Triple Crown Championship, whatever the fuck we call that thing, the Ring of Honor World Championship, the New Japan Strong Championship. It is best friends, longtime friends, basically brothers. It is defending champion, New York City's own Eddie Kingston versus the workhorse, the MVP, the 2022 Top of Glory Wrestler of the Year, John Moxley.
Moxley, baby. I like how you brought that up. You see, thank God you don't forget, nigga.
Of course, man.
We talk about it with Drew. We still bring up Drew sometimes. His accomplishment with us.
He's 2020. He's 2020 Wrestler of the Year. 2021 was Roman. 2022 was
Mox.
2022 was Mox. 2023
is. Find out.
Yeah, you guys are gonna find out. But yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. At first glance, I was pissed. I was thinking, why not Jay White? What the fuck? Eddie versus Jay White makes sense. But then I thought about it, and I had to do the 10 to 100 comparison. And I remembered, yes, I know, you know, maybe 8 other people know, like, the history, the reason why Jay's basically an AEW.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10 people.
Yeah,
but 100 people wouldn't understand the history of John Moxley and Eddie Kingston.
exactly. And look at the
What
promo that John Moxley came out and cut right after Eddie Kingston won.
hell? I even want to say that Eddie Kingston's first big match was against John Moxley.
It was, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it in a way, because it not only does it make it feel more important now because John Moxley, of course, is one of the top names in AEW.
It feels real.
It feels, yeah, exactly. It feels real because we know their story, we know the past, the history between them. It makes it feel more important, if that makes any sense.
Like, I forgot where I saw this quote, but I would live and die by this, where it's wrestling's fake, but when you see Eddie Kingston, it's real as shit.
Exactly. I think, well, I want to say this. This is kind of a bittersweet moment though, because this is the final time we're gonna see the ROH World Title, and
New
wait,
Japan that's the thing. Like, we keep hearing like, oh, they're gonna merge, or it's just gonna be 3 belts. It's like, I think by the end of the show, like, we get a clear-cut answer, because if it's gone, what the fuck? If it's not, I don't know why they put those titles on the line. Maybe to put like more dire situation, which they did do a good job of that. Because Eddie Kingston was literally 1 L away from losing his belts.
Exactly.
So they did do a good job of that part.
Do you think they retire both titles, or do you think they just vacate them?
I think that Eddie just holds 3 belts.
3? No, I don't think so. I think if Eddie Kingston wins this, that title basically is called the Triple Crown Champion for a reason, basically.
Yeah, like it's 3 titles in one, basically, right?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, we're gonna see him when he wins, if he wins, with 3 titles. But I think the next time he comes out, he just appears with that 1 title.
Wait, what?
I think when he wins, we're gonna see him hold 3 titles, because he already has the Ring of Honor and the New Japan Strong title, and then he will have the new Triple Crown Champion, whatever the title name is.
Yeah.
But then I think like the following episode of AEW Dynamite, we just see him with that Triple Crown Championship by himself.
I can imagine that, like, Eddie comes out with the strong ROH and the new belt, and it'll be like this new belt or these 2 belts in one.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, exactly.
And then it confirms, like, I will now defend this belt on New Japan shows, on Ring of Honor shows, on AEW shows.
Yes, exactly.
It's a Triple Crown. It's a title for AEW that is part ROH and also part AEW. I mean,
it's partnered with New Japan.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this would be like a mid-card kind of champion.
Which I kind of want to see it more so as I called the IWGP United States Championship, the key to the Forbidden Door. I would love for this title to be the new key to the Forbidden Door. So if, let's say, someone such as the Great Okan were to win this belt, we could see him show up on Ring of Honor. We could see him show up on AEW. We can see him continue his domination in New Japan.
Exactly. Which, for those of you who don't know, AEW has a partnership with New Japan, so we are gonna be able to see
that title.
Whoever that title like go between AEW, New Japan, ROH, 3 brands. So it's not. Yeah, I agree with you, but I was reading the comment on my phone.
Yeah,
it's not that much of a big deal, because I actually like that idea.
Yeah, like that's in a way, because if Eddie Kingston has 3 belts, I do think it'll be stupid. Just if the Triple Crown represents those things, we might be good.
Yeah, and it kind of lessens down the belts, bro. I'm not gonna lie, AEW and everything is just too many belts.
Yeah, I can agree on that. I can definitely agree on that.
This is something we've been talking about in our last few videos. I feel like AEW has too much championships, so why not decrease them and put the history and everything in 1 belt?
Exactly. Like WWE's done it, New Japan's done it.
But overall, I just feel like Eddie Kingston's gonna win, because John Moxley literally
does not need it.
He has nothing to gain from winning this match.
You know what he gains? He gains a fucking vacation after this.
John Moxley Eddie Kingston has everything to lose, and John Moxley has everything to gain, if that makes sense to you.
And I think that's what makes this match even more special. where it's like, yeah, John
Doesn't
Moxley
have it.
doesn't
Consider
need
that.
this. If Eddie Kingston loses, he loses the New Japan Strong Belt, which if you guys know Eddie Kingston, this dude's dream goal was to go to Japan, was to win a belt in Japan. And that's what the New Japan Strong Belt has done. He has a story tied to Ring of Honor.
Mm.
So if he loses that title, he loses his honor, basically. And
Yeah.
again, this is basically a G1. So you can tell that this holds a special spot in Eddie Kingston's heart. Even though he did great in he did great in the G1 previously this year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just so much pressure on Eddie. While for Mox, it's more
Yes.
just like,
This should just be another
it's not like another
accomplishment.
day. It's more like the ultimate test for Eddie and
Yes.
just the final boss as Moxley.
And this will make Eddie Kingston a Triple Crown champion. A lot of people like Eddie Kingston can't really say they are.
Exactly. Not a lot of people can say that, and it's fitting that there's a championship called the Triple Crown, because I do think in wrestling it is pretty easy to become a Triple Crown. You know, just win like either both sets of mid cards and one tag title, or a world, a tag, and a mid card. Mm-hmm. So to have a title symbolize that, that's perfect.
Yeah, and for somebody like Eddie Kingston, this is not something we would
see on AEW.
We were gonna see. Exactly. We wouldn't have expected this. I think, man, you told me in 2020, Eddie Kingston in 3 years is gonna become a Triple Crown champion. I would have been like, yeah, right. He's a good wrestler. He makes me care. But is he gonna win championships? I didn't see that at the time.
Right.
I would be like, yeah, right. Fast forward 3 years later, he has the opportunity tomorrow night to become a Triple Crown champion, which is fascinating to me, especially against somebody like John Moxley, a good friend of his.
I think Mox is the perfect person to get Eddie Kingston that moment.
Yes,
and what a hurdle would it be to beat John Moxley?
Exactly. Eddie Kingston not only gains the Triple Crown champion, he gains the validations from the fans. Like, all right, he's earned his way to the top where he belongs.
Yeah, like he earned this. There is no debate whether you like him or not. Eddie Kingston has proved himself in multiple ways.
Exactly. And why not somebody like John Moxley? Somebody who's unselfish. Somebody who's just willing to put over others. You gotta love it.
Exactly.
We know tomorrow night John Moxley is gonna give him everything he fucking has.
He's gonna bring him hell.
Yeah, this is not gonna be easy. But at the end of the night, I feel like Eddie Kingston will have his moment.
Oh man, just talking about this makes me excited, because as you guys know, myself and Smooth are very much Eddie Kingston fans. we support New Yorkers, man.
Yeah, man, we from New York, man.
Oh man.
Carmen says, why AEW needs more titles? Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need Eddie Kingston becoming Roman Reigns, holding 3 champions. Yeah, I wouldn't say Roman Reigns, but
yeah, he wouldn't be Roman Reigns. Like image wise, sure.
Yeah.
Like he's holding 3 belts.
Yeah.
But that's not a Roman Reigns, because you can name a lot of people that have held 3 belts over the years.
But like I said, look what happened with Roman Reigns. They disappeared. The Universal and WWE disappeared, and this became one.
Yeah. Or the IWGP, IC, and World.
Yeah, exactly. Just became one.
But it's time for the main event, guys.
Hold on. Before we get into that, Miss Wrestling Podcast says, Mercedes/WWE talks fell apart, and she's no longer coming in. Hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, not really foaming at the mouth for Mercedes, Sasha. Yeah. Well, fucking, she can land an Impact for all I care.
Yeah. Sorry. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm sorry. I don't believe it until I see after the Royal Rumble, because we've seen this before. Cody and WWE talks fell apart, and look what happened.
Punk talks fell apart.
Yeah. Punk talks fell apart. You know.
Yeah, so it's just like, if they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not.
Yeah. This is just, I guess, Triple H's way of having a surprise, because now we're gonna be like expecting, all right, is she really gonna come, or is she really not gonna come?
But I do want to say that I genuinely believe that this match will get the Talk for Glory star rating.
Yes.
Like that's my prediction. This is gonna be that match.
Yes, it will. And before we get into the main event, Enigma,
we just want to thank all you guys that are listening, watching, and reminding you guys that you guys can follow Talk for Glory on everything. You guys can follow the socials. So you guys can follow Young Smooth at Young Smooth TFG, Enigma underscore B4 underscore on my Twitter, his Twitter. You guys can follow my TikTok, Enigma underscore B4 on my TikTok, Enigma Pure B4 on my Instagram, Enigma underscore B4 underscore on my Twitch, Smooth A1 on his Twitch, Enigma underscore B4 on my Kick. Yes, the gaming site, not that other thing.
Not that pedo app.
You guys can join the Talk for Glory Discord. I know it's a little slow build, but I still enjoy interacting with 20 plus of you guys. And remember, guys, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube itself, follow Talk for Glory everywhere because we run this shit.
You guys be content. No, we're not.
Oh shit!
Wait, before we get into that as well,
no, we became better than Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, we're not biased, and I can go into way worse shit than just saying that, but I'm not going to say it. I want to be respectful on this.
All right, but
but before we get into that, guys, if you don't know, 2023, yeah, 2023 is coming to an end, and as you guys know, me and Enigma has been doing this for the last few years.
Right.
So if you guys, next week, me and Enigma will be going live for the 2023 Talk for Glory Awards. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. What me and Enigma has to say, who's going to be winning what. If you guys care or you want to come show support, come see who in our opinions. Yes, exactly. That's going to basically another a podcast for open discussion as well after we announce our winners. So if you guys want to talk about anything, we'll be right there to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be open to all of it.
But me and Enigma are going to give our thoughts and opinions on who is what and why they won this and that. So you guys don't want to miss our 2023 awards. Enigma, anything you want to say before we get into the main event?
Let me see if I have it up. You know, I'll save that for the awards episode. But now that's everything, and now we're up to the main event, guys. It is yours, mine, our scumbag. Is he the devil? I don't know, but one thing I do know is he is the longest reigning defending AEW World Champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. And he'll be facing, and again, part 2 of New York City, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I wanted to be hype about this. I really did.
Yeah.
But mixed in with the devil stuff and since we've already seen it and shit, like we saw it in Arthur Ashe.
Yeah.
And then this whole devil stuff came, which would be kind of confusing. Where it's like, all right, let's look at the people that have been attacked by the devil. Where it's been Hangman, MJF, Jay White, The Acclaim, Daddy Ass. And I might be missing 1 or 2 more people, but that's about it.
Even Joe himself. But now it kind of clears up that Joe's working with them.
Or like he just got paid by them.
Yeah. Yeah, but go ahead, continue.
But I'm okay with rematches if it's like, oh, this was a questionable L, which you know it was. MJF did cheat, but this was in September. Why is Joe getting a rematch in December?
I'll be honest, nigga. I agree with you. I want to be more hyped for this match. But I feel like AEW is doing everything in their power to make this just go the wrong way. If that makes sense to you.
Right.
Because this match, realistically speaking, could have went any other way. You could have done so much more differently than just give us what we had seen this past Wednesday.
Right.
And it kind of made, I'm not going to lie, Wednesday kind of made me go, do I do it? It kind of made me not care too much about the devil anymore.
Like
It kind of
like
made me
like I
go, this
told
has
you
been going
for
on this long.
like I told you for Full Gear. I remember that I told you during the Jay White match. If the Devil doesn't reveal himself, it's going to be pointless. I genuinely do believe that the Devil reveal was like on par with like, is CM Punk going to show up in point A or point B?
Yeah,
And if we knew that, like, oh yeah, CM Punk's going back to WWE, you may as well have shotgunned the Devil right there.
exactly. But
if like CM Punk was the Devil and you guys waited till December, all right, I think people had the tolerance to wait it out. But since Punk's in WWE, it's more like fuck.
yeah, I'll be honest, it had way more anticipation, way more hype behind it
By
when it
Full Gear.
was. But yeah, exactly. Going into Full Gear, it kind of slowed down, and the way the story's been going lately, it kind of like, damn, they're fumbling this shit.
Like I haven't seen a
Especially at the
fumble
Wednesday, I'm
this
like,
bad.
I'm like, I don't like that.
Like I haven't seen a fumble this bad in wrestling since like, well, scratch that, about like last year, 2 years ago when AEW fumbled the Undisputed Era. But
Yeah.
But at the same time, like my whole thought process is just like, why Joe?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like that. That's so.
Like I'm not gonna
Aces and
lie,
Ace
like a
vibes.
piece of me feels like, all right, this story can still continue, but now you probably should have done it with Wardlow.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I still kind of think Wardlow is gonna have some sort of hand in this Devil thing.
Yeah.
But I think, realistically speaking, bro, I feel like this might be a fumble.
It might be. And it's like I always say this: the attention span of a wrestling fan is short. Like that's no offense to all of us. I just think that unless the payoff is huge.
Wait, hello? What you said?
I was gonna say that
I couldn't hear you, bro.
I normally say that wrestling fans' attention spans are short.
Yeah.
If the story's not captivating.
Yeah.
So I feel like as everything's going on, you're kind of like losing the audience, and it sucks because a lot of people were doing really cool theories. Someone was like, "Oh, it's Punk." Someone was like, "Oh, it's Jungle Boy, but with a better story." But fucking, I was saying it's David
Adam
Finlay.
Cole.
Some people are saying it's Adam Cole. Some people are saying it's MJF just fucking with us. But like everyone like had like a cool like reasoning, and then as the time's going on, I think the longer you decide to drop the possibilities, like one thing I hate in whodunit mysteries, movies, books, I hate process of elimination. I love having multiple options. The moment you dwindle it down, I'm like, fuck.
Because by like the word right out of my mouth, bro.
But by like 3 people, I'm like, it's that person.
Bro, you just hit the word right out of my mouth. No homo.
Like,
bro, you just took it out of my mouth. Pause.
Like by
say,
what was it, Wrestle Dream? Was that when Jay White got attacked?
Yeah.
Like before Wrestle Dream?
Yep.
All right. So by Wrestle Dream, people were saying that it was like that. Well, I was saying it was David Finlay. Then others were saying it's Jungle Boy. Then people were saying it's Wardlow. Then some people were saying it's Punk. Then some people were saying we're Adam Cole. Then some people were saying that it's Roderick.
There's a lot of valuable options.
Exactly. Like as the time's going on, it's just like, well, it's not Punk. If it is Adam Cole, that was kind of the first guess.
Now
it's
it
not
can't
David
be Jungle
Finlay,
Boy because that would be a flop.
And like right now, like I want to say the shrug shoulder ones are the Jungle Boy or Adam Cole.
No, bro. If it's Jungle Boy, guys, I'm sorry. It will be one of the worst creative decisions AEW has ever made. Jungle Boy does not have that kind of power or even stardom to make us go, oh my God, it was Jungle Boy. I feel like that would be such a bad idea if the Devil was Jungle Boy.
Like that's exactly how it is. And like if you would have just shotgunned it, like I say Full Gear, we would have still been like, yo, who is it? And then reveal.
Boom. Me personally, I feel like they have to fix it tomorrow night. This has to end with a good revealing, because if it doesn't, this is gonna be such a huge disappointment and such a huge flop on AEW's part.
Like I remember even seeing like people were like, oh, the Devil's Kenny and the Young Bucks. The fact that people were like even putting them in, but like now we're this deep in, we're just like, there's no way in fucking 7.
Bro, it's literally only 3 options, whether we want to agree with it or not. Because I definitely don't agree with Jungle Boy because that would be a fucking flop and a half.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's Jungle
literally
Boy
it's either Jungle Boy, Adam Cole, or
or
it could be Roderick and Adam Cole. But it's
just
just the fact that
MJF
we're down to
trying
like
to
3
swear everybody,
possibilities.
which doesn't make sense. But that's why I'm hoping it's not.
But
And
be
bro,
on and
listen,
end all, I think not Samoa Joe. Actually, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let me fucking throw a wild card. I think Samoa Joe and the Devil reveals himself.
I got MJF and the Devil revealing themselves. Because I don't think it makes sense if Joe wins and the Devil reveals himself. Even though it would, because you could be like, hey, we was in cahoots the whole time.
Yeah, you go, it was me, Joe. It was me all along.
Giving it the aces and eights feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you can do that.
No, we don't need that.
like I remember when we were kids watching it go down, like we were like, oh, who is it? And then like as it like showed like Devon, Garrett, Wes, D'Lo, Taz, we're like, it's Bully.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. It's pretty obvious. Bro.
So hopefully, this gets to reveal because if it goes into January, fuck it all.
Yeah. No. It was reported earlier too on Twitter that it's gonna be announced. Because how much longer can you fucking go on with this storyline? To make people
I don't think you
care.
can.
Bro, I'm already at the point where I kind of don't care anymore. So if you extend it more, it's gonna make me care less.
Like, you guys can literally, it could be fucking Will Ospreay. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fact that it's just been extended that long.
Listen, he needs to be reviewed, but it needs to have a backstory leading to the review. Like, you have, once he gets announced and once he reviews himself, he shows us why he did this, why he did that in like a little video before he gets reviewed.
Exactly. Like, think of the people that have been attacked. Why Jay? Why the Acclaimed? Why Hangman?
Yes. Do I have your attention now? Do this and that bullshit.
Like, something.
Make it matter. Don't just review and just, oh my God, it's Roderick Strong and Adam Cole.
Like, I know there's one wild theory that it's Malachi Black, which would be cool, but why?
Yeah. Then we're really gonna have to say why.
And why this long?
Yeah. Listen, I just want them to execute this right because this is gonna be such a bad thing if it doesn't. And I'm not gonna lie, Wednesday kind of got me a little scared because I don't like the way he looks so far.
Oh, dude, I fucking agree.
I was like, why? Oh God, this is so bad.
Like, oh man, why? Especially with them winning the ROH tag titles, which is an entire mess in its own right. But I'm not trying to go on a long tangent. This video has been an hour and 13 minutes long. The communication, the interactions have been fun as hell. Pervin, never seen you. Welcome to Talk for Glory. Misfit, you were here for Stardom, and I think you were here for something else. So glad to hear. Cash Money, I love seeing you here. Cole, whether it's on Discord or in the comments, I love talking to you as well, man. And I love that we've kept the number at 5 viewers.
Yes. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. I want to give everybody a shout out. Carvin, Misfit, Cole, Cash Money Hero, like always. And everybody else who watches after. Because Mr. Alex came into, I think. And everybody else who watches after. Drop a like, drop a sub. Turn on those post notifications. You guys don't want to miss what me and Enigma have to say about, anything else in wrestling that's going on. And don't forget, our Talk for Glory award show is coming up next week.
We might do the review of this, Saturday. Not doing it New Year's Eve.
Oh no, yeah.
And then remember, guys, January 2nd, 3rd, we head towards the Kingdom for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there will be a special guest for that. Yes. But I believe
it's Wrestle Kingdom season, guys. We're Rumble season.
January, how we kick off the year.
Yes. So you guys don't want to miss any content me and Enigma have. This is the best time to be a wrestling fan. Enigma January through May, I think.
Exactly. Oh, even through June.
Yeah. From January all the way till June. It's the best time to be a wrestling fan.
But with all that being said, guys, like Smooth said, drop a like, drop a sub, tell us your predictions, tell us who you think is the devil. And remember, guys, to stay safe. Have a great day and or not, because we know that time zones are a thing here. But most importantly, and guys, never, ever forget this or let anyone take this away from you, but enjoy wrestling.